I'm Carrie. This is Bar and Bell Home Fitness. I'm going to take you through an unpaid product review of the Unloader brace. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I did feel that something like this could be done just simply straight out of the box. This is about a $600 brace, and that's before you've included the medical visit to go get the brace. This is a rather expensive brace, and it was recommended to me, actually not even recommended, kind of insisted upon by my surgeon. I've been trying to figure out how to show you this brace because I think this is the type of thing you really kind of need to see it on me. I can't just hold it up to the camera. So anyways, with that said, I've been wearing this brace for 1 year. I have rather severe osteoarthritis. It's important to me that when I walk, the weight on my knees, so take this knee, which had meniscus surgery, this is my right knee. Basically, long story short, the bones don't sit straight up and down on my knee. So instead of sitting straight up and down, the top bone just kind of turns, and it's putting a lot of weight on one side of the knee versus the other. Excuse my lack of terminology. I'm not a medical doctor, so I'm just giving this to you in real layman's terms. Basically, my bones don't sit straight up and down on my knee. It tilts to one side. Therefore, my doctor put me in this Unloader brace. I have now used it every single day for a year. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be a permanent part of my life, and I'm going to just have to use it on and off as needed. So I want to tell you what I think of it and the parts that I like and the parts that I don't like about it. First off, I want to compliment this brace in that this brace holds up. I'm going to get you kind of a close-up. Okay, the brace has held up beautifully for a year. I travel with this in my car all the time. I literally I'm gentle with it. It is a $600 brace. We don't just throw it in the car, but it gets its fair share of rough riding with me. I take it with me when I go to the gym, because after I'm done with the gym and I've worn my regular gym sleeves, I wind up putting on my brace afterwards. The purpose of the brace for me, and for I imagine most people that are wearing a brace, it's to basically take the good side of the knee and you have like one good side of the knee, one bad side of the knee, and it's trying to straighten out the bone a little bit so that not one side of the knee takes all the weight. I want to talk about the construction of it. As far as construction, I think the Unloader brace is fantastic. Here's a close-up here. This material at the top, everything seems kind of plasticky, but it's like really, really thick plastic. This has held up beautifully, okay? And I just take a wet, maybe it's like a damp washcloth, and I just wipe this down. I gotta be honest, this has held up beautifully. There are dials here, give you a close up here, okay? You can hear that clicking sound. There are dials that allow me to control the top, and there are dials that allow me to control kind of like the bottom calf area. So I've got total control of my knee and how tight I want the brace to be, okay? But I should be able to bend my knee comfortably. So as far as holding up, the brace is absolutely outstanding as far as holding up to wear and tear. Now you need to keep in mind, and this comes with the instructions, you do not want to get this brace wet. And part of the reason is up here, hold on here, see, hopefully you can see. It's like a little chain, kind of like a pulley system. This pulley system cannot get wet under any conditions. You don't want to get this wet, okay? So if it's pouring outside and you've got to keep your brace on, I would tell you, take it off. I take mine off. It has never gotten wet. The only amount of moisture it's ever seen is if I take a wet, you know, sort of a warm washcloth, and I just kind of dampen off the, I guess it's the plastic part of the brace, okay? So you've got pulleys up and bottom. Now then, it's got underneath it, okay? I shouldn't say, I'll do that part last. Now you're gonna wonder why I've got a clip here. Here's one of the things I don't like about this brace, okay? And first off, you should not be exercising in this brace at all. You should not be exercising in it. It's meant to keep your leg straight. You put it on, you actually put the brace on when your leg is straight, and I'll show you that in just a minute, okay? But here is the part I don't like. This brace runs with a lot of sort of like Velcro tape, okay? There you go. kind of like a hook and loop. This, however, hopefully you can see it, okay? It starts to collect stuff and it makes the hook and loop not very effective. And this is the part that I'm not really happy with. I mean, the brace itself is fantastic, okay? I don't have a problem with the brace itself, but it's the hook and loop part, okay? So for me to keep this from, because look at just this little baby, it's probably like an inch. That's all you get here is like an inch. I think they could have made that a little more generous, okay? But you pull it tight here and it's supposed to stay. Here's the problem. Once this hook and loop is worn out, and I would say mine took probably all of maybe a few months. I don't think it took that long. It doesn't stick. So you put it down and it just kind of lets go. Well, you're going to be walking around doing this all the time, trying to tighten it because you need it to stay in place. So I solved that. Simple little clip right there. Just a, what is it? Kind of like a little black paper clip, okay? Probably you can get like 10 of these for $2, maybe at Walmart. And I just take it and I pull this nice and tight. Get closer so you can see it, okay? And then I take this and I put it right across the loopy part and I just pin it there just like that. Let me get really close, hopefully you can see it. Okay, you can leave it down or up, whatever, and it solves the problem. Because the hook and loop tape at the top, I guarantee to you, is going to wear out. And it's going to wear out just in a few months. It's not going to last you a year. That's, honestly, I can tell you, that's the biggest complaint I have with this, is I feel like there wasn't very much hook and loop tape, and they don't give you extra, okay? The bottom has the same issue. I'll put my leg up here, see if I can balance on one leg. Okay, same thing. But for whatever reason, the bottom doesn't seem as affected, but I would tell you, again, carry a little paper fastener, all right, so you can hook it right there. This will keep the brace from sliding up and down, especially if you're wearing it in the heat, okay? So those are well, one little thing I have with it is that. The second is this, the replacement parts for this brace. All the padding, and I'll show you that last as I take off the brace. The replacement parts, folks, they're ridiculously expensive. I would almost, I think my insurance allows me to get a new brace once a year. I would almost tell you you're better off having your doctor just write you a prescription for a whole new brace, because the pads that this brace comes with, there's a huge pad up here. I'm going to take it off in just a minute and show you, but there's a pad. Actually, I might as well just do it now. Let me take this off now. Hold on here. This is really casual, folks, okay? I mean, it's an unpaid product review, but I'm hoping to help somebody out that might be deciding what to do. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, and you're going to see my swollen knees. All right, so I've been dealing with it, meniscus surgery and all of that, okay? I don't have the most beautiful knees in the world, right? But we do what we can. So here is the brace removed. I'm going to back it up so you can see it, okay? You know what? I'm going to pause here for a quick second and put it on the high tripod cameras. Hold on. Okay, so I want to show you what the entire brace looks like. And again, this is the unloader brace. Put it on here. You've got all these parts that come to us. They all kind of like loop together. Okay, so here it is. All right, it's the entire unloader brace. Okay, now then, you can see after a year, the parts have held up really well. The dots tell you where to put the pads, so you get an idea after you wash the pads where to put them, and I will show that to you in just a second, okay? But in all honesty, this brace has held, this is a year. It's done a great job, and almost every part is machine washable. I wash it in very gentle cycle with very gentle detergent, no harsh chemicals or anything like that. But the brace, you put it on when your leg is straight. Some people think you're supposed to put it on when your leg is bent. You don't want to do that. You put it on when your leg is straight, almost like you're stretching out, you know, your hamstrings, okay? And it goes on actually like this. The yellow dot goes at the top of my leg, and the blue dot goes at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over. This is the inside of the brace, okay? And these pads come out, so I'm gonna take them out for you. And they're super, super easy to clean. And I have to be honest, these pads, they are expensive. I think the pads, there's a pad here, a couple of other pads down here, okay? it's to the tune of almost $200 to replace the pads. And I'm sure part of the reason it's so expensive is, one, it's a medical device. And if you're using something like this, you probably really need it, okay? But they do hold up really well. So I'm gonna take off the pads and show you how to do that. These just come out, and they've got little grasps right here, and these little thingies come off, but you don't just want to rip it off. I would not recommend just simply ripping it off, okay? Just gonna take this. Apologize, my hair's not done. I just got done with a 2-hour workout, so going casual today. All right, so I'm gonna take these pads off really gently, okay? There's the inside of the brace, and here is one of the pads, okay? And these things just hop. You can just toss these things right inside the washing machine. I put them like in maybe a bra bag or some sort of lingerie bag. Don't just toss these loose in the machine. You do not want to do that. These must be handled with care. And honestly, I wouldn't wash them more than you actually need to, okay? I wash mine no more than once a week. I'm not sweating in these or anything else. So sometimes I can even go every 2 weeks and wash them, okay? So I'm gonna take out this one. This here is one of the braces, and yes, they'll show you how to use all this when you purchase it, okay? So when you go in to, mine is custom fitted, so when you go in to get your custom fitting, when the brace arrives, they will custom fit the whole thing. I strongly would advise you not just to go and buy one of these on the internet. You can buy these on the internet on your own, but the fact that it's literally realigning your knee, you really need to have a doctor, most likely a surgeon, I'm gonna bet, okay? Be x-raying. I get an x-ray about every 6 months or so. They're monitoring it. This is not just a casual workout brace or something you're just going to go buy at Dick's Sporting Goods. This is going to run you $600 to $800. So you really should do it, in my opinion, under medical care, because it needs to be you need to have it monitored as to what it's doing. All right, here's one of the straps. Again, these just go right smack in the wash. All right. One thing I'm not too crazy about, giving you my honest opinion here, but I love the brace. Let's make this clear. I really do like the brace a lot, okay? This really has no way to come off. And the reason this has no way to come off is this is attached to the pulley chains, the clicky part. And you want to make sure that when you are using this, you don't accidentally click it all the way down and out. Because if you do that, you're going to have to take it in to the people who custom fit the brace, and they're going to have to reweave it back inside, okay? It's not the end of the world if it happens, but, you know, if you don't have to do it, don't do it, okay? So this doesn't have a way to come off. So again, it's just a very just gentle water, okay? All right, I'm going to take it on the bottom. This is the bottom part that wraps. I'm going to take the padding off, so let's take that off. And see, this is the color code. It just helps you line up as to where the pad is supposed to be. Otherwise, you could be trying to line this up 100 times. And it does help, okay? So I'm just gonna reverse it, all right? I'm just gonna take this off right here like this. Oh, I can't, trying to do this reverse and backwards on the camera, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the other pad, all right? And then we're gonna take off the bottom part that wraps around the knee, all right? Actually, the yellow is the top, the blue is the bottom, so this is actually the top part. Okay, so now we have it all down. These right here, okay, right there, also come off. So I'm just gonna gently, everything should be done very gently with this brace. You really just don't wanna go ripping stuff apart, okay? Here's how it looks after I take it off, right? I just gently take that off. Now I'm gonna gently take this one off. And it's not as complicated as it looks. I think it took them like, 3 minutes to show me how to do this. Looks kind of complicated, but it's really not. Okay, take that part off. So let's look at the parts that I'm going to be washing. I have 2 of these. I have 2 of these. Okay, the long strap is one that goes around my thigh, and this one, of course, is the one that goes closer to the calf because it's smaller. I mean my ankle because it's smaller. And then these are the 2 pads, okay, and they're labeled, okay. The yellow pad is the one that goes on the top, and the blue pad goes on the bottom. These, just put them in a lingerie bag, you can wash them real easy. All right, so as far as my test results, it's important that you understand that the unloader brace it's not a medical miracle cure for anything. But what I really like about it is the fact that the brace has literally allowed me to go, before the brace, I could be on my feet if I wasn't exercising and all warmed up. So that's the first thing. If I'm exercising and I'm all warmed up and I've got my exercise braces on, my exercise sleeves, that's not a big problem. But it's when I'm done exercising and everything with osteoarthritis starts to lock up on me, and it makes walking really, really difficult, okay? Before I had the brace, I could walk for maybe 45 minutes and then my knee would just give out. I couldn't do it any longer. With the unloaded brace, I can go up to 2 hours. Sometimes, not always, sometimes 2.5. It's made a huge, huge difference. Do I think this is worth the money? I wish it were less expensive, but understanding it is a medical device and this is the condition of it after 1 year, it really does not need to be replaced. Just the pads will eventually need to be. It is absolutely worth getting this brace if it's something that your doctor recommends to. Again, I would not just go hopping into one of these braces because someone said it was cool and it works. You could very well be realigning your knee or your entire leg in a position it's not meant to. So definitely under surgeons. So I hope this helps give you some advice. Again, it's the unloader brace. I think it cost me around $600. That doesn't count the doctor visit and all of that stuff. But it's low maintenance and really honestly, it's held up beautifully. I don't see anything cracking or anything like that on it. Oh, I wanted to point out also, these are the little things I was talking about. These things that the brace goes onto. These actually just come out, and it took me a while to figure out how to do this, but you're gonna see here it kind of goes up and down. Okay, these things actually move. See, they actually move. And what you can do is, as you're sticking on the pad, you may find that a certain area of the pad you need it to stay down a little bit more, so it allows you to adjust. You know, you're gonna put your pad on, but it allows you to adjust it slightly to make sure the pad stays down where you want it to stay down. And if one pops out, it's not the end of the world, okay? If one pops out, these things come right back inside, okay? So if I take it, I don't know if I've got one that, I don't intentionally like to take them out, but they do actually come out. Let's see if I can get one to come out. Hold on. If one comes out, and they do, okay, here's what I want to show you so you don't panic, okay? So here's one that's in there. You can see it's kind of up and down. If you need to take it out, you're just going to turn it. Turn, turn, turn. Do you see it turning? Now it's sideways. And the whole thing actually comes out. Pop it out here, okay? Don't panic if this comes out. These things are really hardy, but still, again, you want to be really gentle with it, okay? But don't panic if it comes out. All you're going to do is pop it back in and turn it. That's the little dial, so I'm just going to take it, pop it back in, and you can put it in anywhere. You may find, hey, I want it down here, I want it over here. So you're going to put it back in, and then you're just going to turn it. Turn, 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 and now that locks it, okay? So I hope this helps somebody out. I like the unloader brace. Those are the pluses, those are the minuses, but by far, in my opinion, it has more pluses. So I hope this helped you out, and his was really casual. My hair wasn't done or anything, but hey, you know, we got to keep it real sometimes, right? Okay, so I'm Carrie, this is Bar and Bell Home Fitness. I hope you will consider subscribing, and don't forget, lift.